Happy birthday, Coach Osborne.
86.
Took a picture with him yesterday. I saw him yesterday. Oh, Johnny Rogers event. Oh, me and Damon Benning. We ran into Coach Osborne. Johnny Rogers, they gave Johnny Rogers got the equivalent of the key to the city. He got the key to North Omaha, but I say North Omaha. He was the first from the North to do what he did at Nebraska. All of us other little Husker maniac brothers, we came after him. He was the progenitor. If you were from Omaha, Johnny the Jet Rogers. But Coach Osborne, 86.
Yeah.
And because of that, AD and them kind of stole my thunder. I had quotes ready. Do we got it all loaded up, Parker? Now?
Yeah.
You do?
Yep.
All of them.
Yep.
Woo! Go with the first one. You weren't here for this one.
Talk to the players. Coach Osborne expressed his confidence in this team's ability to get the job done.
As far as this opportunity, there's a lot of guys that go through their whole career in college football and never get to this point. We've done it 2 years in a row now. Let's make it count this time. There's nothing that should be left on that football field. Every guy here is going to play as hard as he can play it one play at a time and concentrate. If you feel like you need a guy in there, we're going to try to rotate people, play quite a few people tonight. We've got enough depth, we've got enough conditioning to outlast these people. And I'm expecting in the fourth quarter we're going to be a stronger football team. Let's make sure we take it to them. Let's try to make some big plays tonight. The thing's going to hinge on usually 3-4 plays. You go back, go through the film, and say, well, this play, that play, this play were the turning points. Let's see how many times you guys here can be involved. Everybody be thinking they're going to make the big play. They're going to make the sack. They're going to recover the fumble. They're going to make the big catch, the big run, the block, whatever it takes to get the thing done. Something out of the ordinary. Let's be thinking about that today as you play. As I told you before, this is a time for being positive. Everybody's going to hang together. All you're thinking about is getting the job done. Okay? We came close last year. You dedicated yourself. This is a culmination of a whole year of work right here. And it's all going to hang out tonight. And I don't think we've ever had a team that's better prepared to handle this situation. You've had the crowd noise, you've had the conditioning, you've had scrimmages, you've had more contact than they've had. You're ready to play. You're going to do a great job tonight. There's no concern on my part as to how we're going to get the job done. Okay, and have some fun while you're doing it. Okay?
Boosh. Powered by
Power.
Y'all stop. Shout out to the Power crew out there doing their thing. Infrastructure. What's the other one? Got him!
There's only one.
I'm taking y'all to school today, man. Listen, Coach Osborne turned 86 today. Did you hear what he said in that locker room? That was in 94, by the way. That was in 1994. You talk about someone that will inspire your team. He didn't yell, but he told us exactly what we were to do.
That's that doctor in him, that philosophy he's speaking to you.
How we're able to do it, which way to do it, how it was going to get done. He told us that we prepared. And let me just say this. I know I asked that question, Turner Gill or Tommy Frazier. Period, hands down, Tommy Frazier. Done. I'm done with it. Okay.
Give it some thought.
Nah, I went back and watched some film. I watched practice. Now, how many people think Tommy Frazier was a green jersey?
Tommy was a goer in practice.
Tommy was a go. I'm watching practice like, well, whoa. They're tackling Tommy. Tommy ain't getting no green jersey where you tagging off. He's getting tackled in practice, not by the scout team, by the way. By the black shirts.
It was live.
It was live.
Live. And Tommy had good moves, though. I can tell you, I got shook out my shoes a couple of times,
Oh, yeah.
Bob, in open field. So, it's not like he's an easy target. He's not an easy target. The guy got moves like a running back. And so happened he shook me that day. But, it was live for him because he needed the contact because he was the type of quarterback that was going to get hit every play running the option if he wanted to.
Come on, man. Bauer Underground. Give me another one.
Give you another one. Hey, look, man, you just think we go
live pass, no, strike one.
Okay.
Live pass, no, strike two.
Okay.
Live pass, you want me to give it to you again?
No.
Okay,
I
will.
Go to Bach first.
Throw Bach one.
Yeah,
huh?
throw Bach one.
You ready, Bach? Give me one.
Infrastructure.
You can't say that one. I already.
Underground.
Give me another one.
That's all I know.
What? See, we got to get y'all. You got to get y'all to understand what's going on. I'm not saying power.
Bye.
Power.
Come on, man. See, you're playing with fire over here. Okay?
I'm not.
You came in hot hollering that Georgia stuff. You came in hot hollering Georgia. You came in talking about
it's rumors. VJ
Riola going to Riola.
I said visit.
Who cares about him going to Georgia?
Okay,
we're not going to Georgia.
We speak sports radio.
We're not going to Georgia.
Okay,
that was the latest. When did it come back on that he was going to Georgia?
It came out today
that he was. It's back on.
Yeah,
I could have swore the headline said blah 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 recruit. It didn't say anything about Nebraska. Cancels visit to said school. Isn't that what that said about?
as the latest I heard of it. If it came out today that he's visiting, that's not surprising.
All you gotta do is look at. You got Google. You got your new phone?
Nope. I'm smart.
What's going on? I don't got a phone.
Well, I'm still trying to remember my old one before I switch to the new one because it unlocks every couple of days for me to try it.
Showing your age, Terrell.
It's okay. It's
CT, you back it up, man.
The brain injury in college and stuff like
what?
That. So yeah. CTE, don't you say that?
No, listen.
Okay. Well, hey, best thing I can come up with, okay. Coach.
All right. That's fair. But anyway, Coach Osborne, the things that he told us in that locker room before the game, it was like he knew exactly what was going to happen. All we had to do was listen and execute.
Yeah.
We were prepared for it. We were ready for it. We knew what was coming. We knew that they thought they could run through us. Miami, that is. We knew that Warren Sapp and the rest of them big mouths at Miami was doing nothing but flabberjawing. Every chance we get, press conference, flabberjawing. We go to a mutual event where we kind of sit down, eat some good food, flabberjawing. So the stuff that Coach Osborne says, and he's not 86 for nothing, because of how he took care of himself and the way that he led his life, but he gave us stuff that made us believe in him. That if we just listen, if we worked a little harder, we would achieve all the goals that we set out to get. And when we won that game in 1994, I'm telling you, we knew exactly what it took at that point to get there. To get there again, we knew exactly what it took. So shout out Coach Osborne. Happy birthday. And enjoy your day, my friend. It's cold, but enjoy it. Come on, Bach.
Well, yeah, I didn't play for the man, so I don't have as much to say. I was just kind of looking at his records as it is. Again, I would like to remind people, Nebraska fans, we like to pride ourselves on the sellout streak and having the greatest fans walk through there. And I just don't think that would be the case without Tom Osborne. I mean, if you don't have somebody for 25 straight years keeping it interesting, keeping you in the top 5 discussion, top 10 discussion throughout the year. Very rarely did his teams finish outside of the top 10. And obviously at the end, we're claiming national titles left and right. You don't have that. So even the greatest fan base, or, the one thing we have left, the sellout streak, a lot of that is due to the man, Tom Osborne.
Yeah. Happy birthday to Coach. You're not going to find too many coaches like that. That's a once in a lifetime thing at a school. So but Nebraska was fortunate to have 2 good ones. So, and Coach Osborne came up under Bob Devaney. Never got a chance to meet him, but they say he was one hell of a coach. But Coach Osborne, he was a smart guy. He knew how to put a team together. He knew the outcome before we even stepped on the field. If we could play it the Nebraska way, we always knew we'd win. But if we played it the cornhusker way, the strength and conditioning way, we win big. We win big because we practice for it. Like he said, we go out there every other day with each other. It was a band of brothers that you can't take away from none of us, that we still be able to speak to each other today. It's that brotherhood, that knowing that we was on one of the most dominant programs in the 90s and still to this day in college football. So, it's happy to be a part of that with a coach like that, though, who loves the players more than himself. So, it's great to have a person like that to be a father figure for us.
Do you think he retired prematurely?
I think
he retired too early.
I think
he's 66.
I think he did. I think Nebraska still had a good 5 years in him.
I would have loved to see him with Crouch.
Yeah.
See what happened with that. But, obviously he went on to become a congressman. I mean, he had some different things that he was working toward, and, maybe just wanted to leave at the top. I also know that I think that he was pretty close to retiring the year before. I think it was just kind of getting, starting to get to that point in his career where he was ready. But I mean, I will always wonder what would happen if he would have stayed around, basically for those Crouch years. Give him another Heisman Trophy winner, a guy that ends up becoming a Heisman Trophy winner. And you kind of think about if the recruiting classes had stayed up, it's hard to imagine, that 1999 team was number 3 in the nation by the end of the year. That could have been different. Obviously the 2001 team would have had a lot to get over, but it would have looked completely different, I think, by the time they would have played Miami. Yeah, I mean, I'm interested in that, but I also, I think it's important to note what he's meant to the program since then. I mean, to be an athletic director, and kind of steady the ship with Bo Pelini. We can say that he wasn't Tom Osborne, yeah, but he was the best that we've had. It's the best hire we've had as an athletic director since then. So, you get mixed results there, but I mean, it was still pretty darn good as an athletic director. And Nebraska just had to turn to him. I mean, I remember when Bo called out the fans, and it was just kind of haywire for a few days, and then Tom Osborne said, we already knew, and it's okay. And then next week the fans were like, yeah, go Bo Pelini, so it's just crazy to see what that does. And then even talking to hearing from Kenny Wilhite, even in recent years, it's like if Coach Osborne tells him, hey, I saw this kid looks pretty good, that's somebody you're going to listen to. So, maybe even recent years doing a little bit of scouting for Nebraska. So, and now Matt Rule leans on him or wants to get, wants to hear from him, pick his brain. So it will continue. And he's an absolute living legend, walking legend at this point.
Assets, liability. He's still an asset.
Oh, yeah.
He still knows the game. And, I would have loved for those guys. I knew it was going to go haywire. If a guy doesn't embrace Coach Osborne, it ain't going to work.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. And I don't mean just embrace him in speech and all of that. I'm talking about, hey, Coach, I need to talk to you. Can we meet this day? Just to talk turkey. You might need to talk life. Coach, what do I need to do in this situation? Because he's experienced it all at Nebraska. Everything. There's nothing that Coach Rule is going to go through at Nebraska for the most part, except for NIL and the transfer portal, that Coach Osborne's not going to know. He's going to know it. Hands down, he's going to know it. And it's Osborne. You want me to say I call him Osborne. I've been calling him that since I was young. But I'll work on Osborne.
Osborne.
It's Osborne, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not Osborne.
And what's the other one?
Is there a different pronunciation?
Of what? No, it's Osborne or Osborne.
Martin Luther Duke.
Coach Osborne.
Martin Luther the King Jr.
Martin Luther the King. Okay, here we go. Chase B says this. Warren Sapp sucking from that Q02 bottle is the best picture from the game. Absolutely. You know what? Before we get to some of these texts, play the next one.
Michelle, we're just getting clobbered right now. Hopefully we can try to do something to make a game out of it.
We're playing hard, and I'm really proud of our defense. So far, they've played great football. All right, Coach, thanks.
We're getting beat pretty bad all the way around.
Down 25, you haven't been down this far all season. How do you get your team emotionally back on track?
Well, we're going to keep playing hard, and hopefully something good will happen. See what happens. We'll hopefully keep throwing it around a little bit, and hopefully can pass block.
Thanks, Coach. Let's send it over to Michael Barkamp.
All right, Michelle. Coach, your game plan obviously working. Did you make any adjustments at all after they got their 10 points on the board because you're just exploding?
No, it's athletes. It isn't game plan. We're just playing well, and we got some speed and got some guys who can play, but Florida's got a very explosive football team, and we got a half to go, so we're not out of this thing yet, but so far we played well.
Your big flurry began after you got the safety. Were you surprised that they went with 5 wideouts on their own goal line?
Oh, I don't know. That's their business, and we just got to do what we got to do.
Like, Bach, let me ask you, for you, right, you in there, I don't know if you heard that before or not, but how is it for you when you've listened to multiple coaches that we've had over the years, and then you hear Coach Osborne? What's some differences or similarities you see?
Well, I mean, he's talking right there about blowing the team out at halftime. That's a little bit different than what I'm used to over the last couple of years there too. But, just kind of the calmness in his voice always stood out. And, I was there. I do remember a little bit of Tom Osborne. I remember Tom Osborne retiring and, just the difference. And Frank had this for a few years because the Nebraska brand didn't fade off. But, you felt like you had a one-up in the coaching game most times. And you just kind of felt like, okay, they're not just going to have to beat Nebraska today. They're going to have to beat Tom Osborne. I just feel like over the years, that doesn't seem to be the case, especially, with Scott Frost. He kind of got in his own way. So it's almost like Nebraska have to overcome Scott Frost and then go out there and then.
Do you think Scott Frost embraced Coach Osborne?
I would imagine so.
Really?
I don't think he took fully advantage of it.
Wait a minute. Hold up a minute. I'm going to ask this question one more time. Do you think Scott Frost embraced Coach Osborne?
Not in a football way.
I don't know if he did it in any way. Because we know football. I was waiting for y'all to say that. Football way. Did he emulate what he was not only a part of and saw every day, but did we see snippets of the 90s that didn't happen? It did happen, but the night Bach don't like when we say that, Terrell. We can't say that.
Because
I said that, he was like, "Come on, Veach." Okay, so
that's how we identify over here in Nebraska. We're 90s people,
right? Okay, so if see, now you threw me off. CTE just kicked in.
Scott Frost, Tom Osborne, football stuff.
Again, if he had emulated some of the things that he's seen Coach do, meaning quarterbacks live, not that.
Well, it's
not that they could do that now, but
it's that brand he was brought up in that coaching carousel with, that Oregon.
He didn't even run the option.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't run it at Oregon.
I don't care about Oregon. Oregon ain't won. Oregon has not won one championship.
Well, that's that kind of offense he grew up in.
What year?
I mean, when
did Oregon win the championship?
Well, when he was the offensive coordinator.
Got $100 if you can tell me what year Oregon won the championship. In football, NCAA,
1939.
After 1970.
I don't know if they really did win.
After 1970, I'll give you that. After 1970, has Oregon ever won a national championship in football? Oregon was not even in the conversation when we were playing.
Yeah, but you got to understand, that's the way he started his coaching career, in that type of system with Chip Kelly.
No, he did not. Well, he did not start. He got his stardom from that Chip Kelly deal and him stopping LaDarius Blunt from when he had that fight with the lineman. Okay. But he went northern. I think it was either Northern Illinois or Northern Iowa.
Northern Iowa, yeah.
Okay. Then after Northern Iowa, where'd he go? He went somewhere else after Northern Iowa. Then after that, he went somewhere else. Then he went to Oregon. Right. And then he went from receivers coach to this, to offensive coordinator, to head coach or Central Florida, right? Well, if I get it, different strokes for different folks, but the offense that you ran in against the teams that Central Florida played are not Big Ten teams, and that system would not work. And that's why I'm saying, first of all, you took a fullback. You never had a fullback in the game, did you? Did we play with a fullback?
Yes.
Not with Scotty in there.
Not here. No,
right.
Not with them.
Okay. Next question. How many times did we see the option?
He's
the option quarterback.
Probably 2 or 3 times.
It's very rare. There was that 3 and 9 year they ran it a few times.
Bro, he's an option quarterback. There's no, but that's what I'm saying. When I said, did he embrace Coach Osborne, right? Embracing Coach Osborne is embracing his playbook. Embracing Coach Osborne is at practice, we hit. How many practices he went to? If any of the practices you went to over the last 4 years when Coach was there, Coach Frost, that is, 5, 4.5, however long it was, were they hitting?
No.
Okay. He didn't embrace Coach Osborne because we all know every single guy, every player that played, they say the same thing. We had the most physical practices that I've ever had at any level of the game of football. I played in the NFL, many practices, practice against different teams. Those practices didn't even compare to Nebraska practices as far as how long and how physical.